right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show that inspires, improves, and gives insight everywhere. It's the Northwest Race Report. I'm your horsepower and performance broadcaster, Terry Bridges. And, Lippy's a little bit late tonight. He's having some, I guess he had to work a little bit late, so he is on his way. So he is not with me tonight yet, but you are. So that's the cool thing. We got a great show for you tonight. Going to be pretty awesome. Let me get something straight here. First of all, P1 is Jason Suchich, Brian Ascunega in the run. Let's see, was he P1? I got to look here and see. Nope, Suchich P1. Ascunega in the second spot, and Dan Watkins takes over the top three. Oh, and speak of the devil, he just gets in.
Hey.
That is my co-producer, the legendary Glenn Lippy Tower. Oh, Passanante in the house. That's awesome. Hey, but we got a great show for you tonight. We got some Salem Speedway results, the finale from the indoor, which was kind of good. I got an interesting fact to tell you about the 500 open cage kart as well. We got schedules for the upcoming summer season. Just a couple to give you. Some cool going-ons that are going to be taking place this weekend. And I'm excited to say our Blue Line graphics in the seat guests. I said yes, guests, because there are two. Will be the undefeated champion of micro 600s down at Salem, Lindsay Barney, and one of the hottest 500cc cage kart drivers going right now, Dillon the Villain Lambirth. So he'll be joining us at 7. We're going to be talking to Lindsay about, probably 6:45, 6:50. So we got a lot of stuff to cover it. Let's see, what else is going on? Man, I do got to say, last week I forgot this lip. And then I also this week some more tragic news in our racing family. But last week I wanted to take a moment of silence for because we lost 2 now though. The first one was Wes Rhodes, great racer from up here, ran mostly up here at South Sound, late model extraordinaire. Didn't know him personally, just watched him race a ton of times. The guy was a stud. And Wilbur Bruce, another outstanding late model driver, was very close with him. That's how I found out. So really a bad deal. My thoughts and prayers go out to the whole Wes Rhodes family during this tough time. It's been a week, but still, that it takes a little while to heal from that. And then today I find out that Bob DeYoung passes away. And I didn't know Bob either, but I guess he was a big part of the racing community up at Evergreen. And he was one of the major players in that, that Oso Washington landslide?
Yep.
He was a logger there. And I guess he took his heavy equipment up to help find all the people. And he was dead set on not leaving. The job wasn't done until they found everybody. So it was a big deal. I guess the community just couldn't believe, how much he was doing and all. And then on the 24th, he passes away from a heart attack.
Wow.
I mean, so I guess, Lippy, I mean, not to start the show off on a downer, but I guess, it kind of wakes you up and makes you say, and we lose our mind over a go-kart race.
Yeah, this is true, huh?
Right? So, I mean, it's just something to, you just never know. You just never know. And so, with that being said, I'd like to take a moment of silence to just pay tribute to 2 of our racing family members, the great Wes Rhodes and Bob DeYoung. All right. Thank you for that. Yeah, so I guess those of you that did know Bob, some of you may or may not have known him. I personally didn't know him, but North Sound Racing Radio, my buddies up there, Steve Mortland, Tom Glithero, they're going to be doing a whole show tomorrow night. KRKO, Fox Sports 1380, the North Sound Racing show up there from 7 to 9, and you can get on there. You can get on the Tuned In radio, or you can go online to www.northsoundracing.com and hear their live stream on there. So that's pretty cool. I guess they got a bunch of different guests that are going to be talking about Bob and some of the great things he did. So it's going to be a cool tribute to who sounds like just an outstanding guy. So, yeah. So what's happening with you, Lip?
It's all good. Been busier than ever. Still haven't seen the show get posted up, though.
Well, here's my deal. I can do that. I can paste this up there, but it's every time I do that, I'm just afraid I'm going to lose the whole thing. So it's
didn't send me any notifications or anything.
Sure, yeah. There we go. I'm there. I think it's there now. It should be there now.
Anyways,
let me know if it's not.
Everything's been good. Just been busy. I just can't even seem to get ahead anymore. But that's a good thing. That just means I'm making money. So yeah. Other than that, things have been moving right along. Club's heading in the right direction, and we're looking for good things this year.
That's awesome. Well, to let you know, this week we've got Lindsay Barney, Dillon, Lambirth. We got a great couple weeks coming up. Next week, we'll be talking with wheelman Hayden Flynn and the promoter of the Cage Cup, the 2016 Cage Cup, Mr. Matt Enos. So he'll be on the show. You'll be able to ask him a whole bunch of questions and find out what's just going to be happening there. And then the week after, the week of the 16th, we've got two great guests in, Mr. Topher himself, Chris Rawlings, and wheelman Johnny Burke. So you'll definitely want to be tuned in for that right there. And yeah, so that's what's going on coming up here in the next couple of weeks. Before we get into Winter Circle Wednesday, I did want to say I just saw this online, and I just found it interesting. The new Micron 5s are out.
Yeah.
Have you seen those things? I was looking at these things, and they'll do. Of course they do that now, right? The lap times and split times and all that. But now you can get them they can do EGT, cylinder head temp, or water temp. You can configure the RPM scale. They've got a GPS that handles it does 10 times per second, and so then it uses a database that it's got in there of all the different tracks, so it knows where you're at, how many magnetic strips there are, where they are, and then you get lap time, predictive lap times, and split times. You can also for the shifter guys, you can also make it have a shift light. So where you go and you can set the points and it'll automatically put a light on there.
Nice.
Yeah, it's they're $500. They got a 4 gig memory, Wi-Fi, so you can get in there and hook it up to your. They've got a free Pro Studio software that you can get with it that allows you to get the Wi-Fi and hook it up, so you can have you can actually have all that data back in the pits before your driver even gets there. So I don't know. I just found that cool. I was streaming around, and yeah, it was pretty. It was just pretty awesome. I thought, man, but I guess they're hard to get.
Well, yeah, they still haven't really been distributed. There's a few people that are saying they're going to be selling them, but there's not a lot of people that have them yet. And the thing that I noticed about it is it's driving up the price of the 4s. Last year, during the downtime between summer or fall, winter and summer, you could pick up a Micron sometimes right around $180 for a Micron 4. But now you can't touch them for under $200, and most of them are going for around $250. So it's really driven up the price because they're not making the 4 anymore, and they're not going to be servicing them, soon, they say. So it's I like the Micron 5s, and I can't wait to see one, but I haven't seen one yet.
Oh, I mean, they're trick. I guess you can color code it so the screen is there. They've got I get all excited about it because I don't actually. You guys run them all the time. I mean, I just see them, but what I honestly think is a lot of people don't use enough. I mean, they're way more powerful than what we probably use them for.
Oh yeah, definitely. Most definitely. I see that Kartorama quite often, like every other month, they'll run a seminar just for the Microns, and you can go in there and they will, basically show you a lot of the things that you can do with them. And I think that's a great service, and I'm glad that Kartorama's putting that together, and more people should take advantage of it, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was my little kind of like my little quick tech note there today. But it's time to get into our Winner's Circle Wednesday, and that is brought to you, of course, by the great folks at Wicked Fabrication in Auburn, Washington. And since 2002, Wicked Fab has been doing the best in custom auto fab and restoration there is. They've had stuff in, what do you call it? Super Chevy. They've been all over. These guys are great. You can find them on Facebook, Wicked Fabrication, or check them out on the web, www.wickedfab.com. Craig Wick and his gang are awesome. So check them out. Well, I will tell you, I went to Salem last week.
Yeah, how was that?
Well, it's strange being there, not announcing. I almost didn't know what to do with myself. It was really strange. However, I did a little bit of, I did some on Spreaker. And then I put it up live on Periscope. I did the the mains and stuff like that. So that was kind of different. Oh, Jerry O'Hagan checking in, one of the great sponsors of the Northwest Race Report, O'Hagan's Carts and Supplies. So yeah, it was pretty good. So you know what was going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was the finale, and the bounty was, I think it was $600.
That's the last I heard. Yeah.
Right. Well, they had, let's see here. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't bad turnout. Let's see. They had 7 in the open 600s. Derek Holmwood came down to take a shot at Lindsay. But I'm going to tell you who rolled. I'm going to tell you he rolled. Chuck Jones.
No, really?
Oh,
nice.
dude. He I don't know. He had some. He led it for a long ways. He got up through there. They got together, and so Chuck was looking like he might be. He might hang in there to win the deal, but then he ended up looping and whatever. But he was a stud.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean he rolled good. I thought he was awesome.
Well, he always does run good.
Well, it doesn't seem matter what he jumps in either, right?
No,
I mean, he's just boom. So I guess when you're a wheelman, you're a wheelman, and that's up. Ooh, Aaron Speed Racer Stanford. What's going on, my man? So anyway, the other guy that was fast was Theo McCarty, and then he and Holmwood got together. Barney led it out of the gate. Anyway, she went to third at one point, got back up through there, and won it. There was a couple of, the thing wouldn't probably be the thing without a little bit of, drama, right? So, I don't know. If you go to my Facebook page, the Northwest Race Report, and check out there should be, my Periscope should still be up there. You watch the race and you decide. I'm not gonna, I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything there. It was, I don't know. They were upset that they thought, some of the stuff that should, I don't know. Just,
it's not for us to decide.
It isn't. So it is what it is. And she goes undefeated.
Wow, that's great.
15-0. Now you tell me, You can't. I mean, it's hard enough to do that in football, but you start talking about motorsports and going undefeated. I mean, that's quite a feat.
Yes, it is.
Because there's a lot of stuff against you for that. I mean, I think it's probably harder to do. I mean, going undefeated in motorsports is damn near impossible.
Well, it's not impossible because she did it.
She just did, yeah. But
it's very, very difficult. No doubt about that, to replicate everything week after week, and the deciding factor being the track that you don't have any control over is like, wow, yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. So she wins that, and then they had a good turnout there at Salem. They had 77 at the night deal. They had 60-some. I didn't get a chance to write all of them down, but let's see here. They had 77 entries on the night show, 65 total for the day show. And let's see, I don't know what they had Sunday. Did they have?
That's great.
I don't see it.
I
that's
can't wait
really
for the
great.
Cage Cup. That place is going to be packed.
It is going to be packed. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. But so anyway, we look at it. I've got some results here. Anthony Prather wins the 5-horse. Quarter midgets goes to Bryson Smith. David Ward takes the World Formula quarter midgets. 206 cage went to Seth Waldall. Oliver Rolwitz, your boss's grandson, was second. 250s Devin Borden. He wins that. Subaru Intermediate goes to Cole Borden. Beginner box goes to Casey Simmons. Non-Subi beginner box, Mason Myers. Zan Miller wins the quarter midget senior. Destry Miller wins quarter midget junior. Kyle Rolls takes 125s. Open cage goes to Devin Borden. He won that thing on a 250.
The Borden family is an outstanding racing family. That's just all there is to say of that. They breed some great racers there. I don't think he's more than 13 maybe.
Well, he's not very old, but he won that thing on a 250. I'm gonna tell you, he held off Casey Starr and Johnny Burke. I mean, it was Kenny Boardman Jr., my boy, right? I told you about. He started on the pole, but it just went away, and then Burke said he was right there too, but he said, I went out way too loose and it just got worse. So, yeah. But still, it was a heck of a run by Borden. And let me just say, the only thing that killed him were the restarts, right? Once he got past the green and got rolling, it was lights out. I mean, he was checked out and rolling on that 250. He was gone. And that was against the 500s.
Oh, yeah. Well, his dad, Glenn Borden, is a hell of a crew guy and can stand back and look at a track and tell you what it's going to give you and what it'll take. And that's really where it's at. His dad's got it going on. Hats off to Glenn Borden, Riley Borden, and all the Riley kids. They do well out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And get this. I couldn't believe oh, here we go. We've got our first in the seat guest here. Lindsay, is that you?
Yes, it is.
Oh, baby. Hey, I just want to introduce her. BLG has been taking the race scene by storm with their awesome service and custom racing designs. They have vehicle wraps, graphic kits, and much more. They can even give you a brand new design to set you apart. Stand out, look good, get noticed. www.blg.blue. Our guest is undefeated Micro Open 600 driver, Miss Lindsay Barney. How you doing, kiddo?
I'm doing good. How are you, Terry?
I'm doing awesome. I was just telling Lippy, that back when I was in 9th grade, and this is junior high, my basketball team went 18-0. We were undefeated.
Wow.
We were undefeated. But that was in basketball. I'm looking at this and I go, man, you know how hard it is to go undefeated in racing? I mean, it's virtually unheard of, really.
Yeah, definitely a challenge, and a few racers have accomplished it.
A few, that's right. And you joined that list now. So, I think you told me on Saturday night you were like 15-0, 14-0, 16-0?
Yeah, 15-0.
15-0. Wow. So, what do you owe all that success to? I mean, what goes into an undefeated season?
Just a lot of preparing at home, and then having confidence in your crew and in your car.
Mm-hmm. And how many crew members do you have?
I have my dad, my mom, and then Tony Thomas generally, and then I have a few other guys that come out and support every now and then.
Wow, that's awesome. That is awesome. Now, and then you've got Jab Motorsports and Roy Montgomery Trucking helping you out. Are there any other sponsors that you have on the car?
Yeah, Wolverine Chassis is a major one. So is First Precision Parts, and then we have Black Dog Drilling joining us again this year, and Clackamas Auto Parts.
Wow, that's so awesome. Well, were you okay? So you McCarty and Homewood get together, and because they were kind of leading the thing. At one time, you were back in third. Were you a little nervous, or did you have confidence that you were going to be able to get back up there?
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous. I mean, they're both phenomenal drivers, and I did have been worried for a while, but luckily there was a caution, and I was able to pull a few passes.
Yeah, that was cool stuff. That was really cool stuff. So, do you like your Wolverine chassis?
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Really? And now, is Tony doing, I didn't know is he actually manufacturing those all the time, or did he just do one for you?
Well, it was actually his son's car first, and there's only 2 of them ever to exist.
Wow.
And I have one, and Roy Montgomery has the other.
Wow. So what are Jab Motorsports? What are your plans for the summer of 2016? So you've already went undefeated in the indoor and in the winter. So what's on tap for the summer?
Well, we bought a wingless sprint car back in September, and we plan on running the Northwest Wingless Tour Oregon Double Shot Series for most of the races. And then we might hit up a few quarter midget races here and there.
Yeah. So are you can't still get in a quarter midget, can you?
Yep, I have 2 of them that I still drive.
Wow, really? So now I thought you had graduated that. You haven't yet?
No, this is going to be my 12th season driving them. I started when I was 4.5, and I can still drive 2 this year and 1 next year.
Wow. So how old are you?
I'm 16.
Wow. That's pretty awesome. So are you going to do any national events with the quarter midgets, or just the local stuff?
Just the local stuff here this year.
Awesome. Now, what about your sister? Is she she's still obviously still doing that. Does she have any desire to get in that car like what you have, a micro?
Oh, yeah. She says all the time that that's going to be her car.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, I've always said, even when I came to watching quarter midgets, right? I mean, you're and here this whole time, I thought it was your dad, right? I mean, I was like, Jeff Barney, he brings antiseptic equipment to the racetrack. I mean, all your quarter midgets were that way, everything, And then I come to find out he says, no, it's you that's out in the shop polishing away on that thing.
Oh, yeah. The shiny race car definitely goes faster, and it brings a little bit of intimidation to the field, and they just look so much cooler.
Right. And you said something to me Saturday night when I asked you. I said, man, you have such a clean race car. I just can't believe it comes in there week in and week out. Do you remember what you told me?
No, I don't. There's a lot of adrenaline going on.
Well,
I was on cloud 9.
I can't do it for verbatim, but I mean, you said that it was a responsibility of a racer to bring. That's part of the deal, is to bring a clean, nice, well prepared car to the racetrack. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely respectable.
It is, isn't it? It does gain you a lot of respect, for sure.
Oh, yeah, you look at a driver's car and you think if it's good and clean, it's definitely going to be fast.
Right. That's, well, it sure doesn't hurt anything, does it?
No, it looks amazing.
So now, are you planning? I mean, is your ultimate goal? I mean, are you wanting to run the World of Outlaws? I mean, where is Miss Lindsay wanting to go with all this?
World of Outlaws for sure. Ever since I remember one of my first World of Outlaw races, I must have been 6 or so down at Cottage Grove. I remember one of my first Outlaw races, and ever since then, that's all I wanted to do is race a sprint car with the World of Outlaws.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. Well, you know what? You're on your way. You know, but you've got Tony Thomas there. You know, he knows he was quite a wheel in his own right. So I think you've got all the guidance you need to get where you need to go.
Yeah, he definitely could take me there. He's an amazing driver, amazing crew chief. We just could use a little bit more financial help and sponsors.
Absolutely. Well, you know what you need to do is you need to thumb back through my shows and check out the interview. We did a whole show with Anna Marie from Marketing at Full Speed. And you should check out her website, marketingatfullspeed.com. She's got all kinds of free tools, advice. You can sign up to take classes. She's quite good. She might not hurt you to take a look at that.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely go check that out.
For sure. Well, I appreciate you being on the show. What size T-shirt do you wear, my dear?
Adult medium.
Adult medium. Okay, I'll get that down to you because you get a free T-shirt for being a guest on the Northwest Race Report. So I'll make sure you get that. And
thank you, Jerry.
Yeah, and thank you. You know, it's just so cool to see all the kids that you watch as quarter midgeters. Of course, you're still one. Get up there and start doing their thing and seeing the light come on. It's just really cool for me. So I wish you all the best. I know you're going to be a fine champion, so all the best of luck to you.
Yeah, thank you for having me on your show. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you were here. I wouldn't miss that for anything. So be sure you give your mom and dad my love. They're great people, and I always enjoy them. They were very good to me when I was down at the quarter midget ranks. So you guys have a good rest of the season. Hopefully I'll see you around. I don't know. Are you going to run Deming and all that stuff, or?
No, I think we're just going to take to the sprint car mostly this summer and run Elma and Madras and Banks and Lebanon and Cottage Grove.
Right on. Well, thank you, Lindsay, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Dave.
All right, kiddo.
Okay.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, have
Bye-bye.
a good night.
You too. Bye-bye. Miss Lindsay Barney, undefeated. She's on a Wolverine. Tony Thomas builds good stuff. Back when I was in my hand lettering days, I did a sprint car for him when out of the shop, and he's a great fabber. He's a great he's a pretty good wheel. You know, he ran those the sprints on the asphalt, which is those things poop and get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, Tara O'Hagan, Scott Keaty, right on. Boy, you know, I did get to talk to Scott Warning, too, over the weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He said this is his super busy time of year. Anyway, back to Salem as we wait for our other Blue Line Graphics in the seat guest, Dillon the Villain Lambirth. Dwarfs went to Scott Youngman. This was on the night portion. Guess who won the midgets?
I heard about that one.
Shane Biles, baby.
Can you believe it?
Yes, I can. He was
it down.
Dude, it was so cool. I was so glad I was there. And he won it all. He won his heat. He just was rolling. So
do you win the championship too then?
No. There we go.
Quick lap. We're here at Salem Speedway with Eric Schofield.
Oh, Dillon, is that you, my man?
Yes, it is.
Right on. Well, again, I'm going to tell you, BLG has been taking the racing scene by storm. You need to check out all their awesome race graphics, vehicle wraps, and much more. If you don't have a design, get a hold of Brian Ascunega there at BLG, and he'll design one for you. So stand out, look good, get noticed. www.blg.blue. Dillon the Villain Lambirth. I just came up with that last night. What do you think?
It's pretty good, pretty good.
Oh,
over here in Idaho, I'm known as the Penguin.
I like the Villain better than the Penguin, don't you?
Yeah, the Villain does have a rhyme to it.
Absolutely, man. So, hey, and I guess I can let the cat out of the bag. You are the 2015-16 500 champ at the Salem Indoor.
Yes. Somehow after Saturday, we still came out with the championship.
Dude, that is awesome, man. That is awesome. Now, how many championships do you have? Is this?
This is actually only my second season I've ever run in points, and the first one I got second place in. So.
Wow. So how many years you been doing this now?
Oh, I started 3 years ago. I grew up racing motocross, got in a bad accident, and decided a cage was very safe. So.
And what do you think so far?
It still lets me play with the motorcycle motors. It's still really close in what I know about those, and man, it's a blast. The power to weight ratio in those things is insane.
It is. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So let's talk about Saturday night a little bit. You weren't bad.
We went third in the first heat, and the second heat we ended up with a fifth somehow, and put us in the B main, which anything can happen in that. And luckily we got into the A, and I think we ended up 8th. So definitely was a little hairy this weekend.
Yeah, but you got through it, and honestly, I think coming into the Cage Cup, that's actually kind of a good thing, right? I mean, you don't want to be coming in there, all. Sure, you're going to take it, but I mean, a lot of times you come in there all high and polished and ready to roll. Then the only thing that's left is down, right? If you don't get her done, so maybe it's good that you had a little misfortune or weren't quite as good as you wanted to be, here a couple weeks before.
Yeah, and then again, I don't think we've seen the Cage Cup track yet. And I don't think we've seen the competition that's going to show up for the Cage Cup. We have been fortunate to have a lot of different people run that open class in Salem this year. But I believe Foster's on his way up. I think Wheeler will probably be back. Burke will be there, I'm sure. I mean, it's nothing to be taken lightly.
No, there isn't. And I hear Steve and Eric Gannon are coming up. They're going to miss the banquet to be there. Make no bones about it. It's going to be a big show regardless. I hear Copeland's coming. So, I mean, he won it here a couple of years back. So that's, it's going to be a good test. So, so the motorcycle engines, that's what you love about it. Is there anything else that just draws you to these cage karts?
Back in the day when I grew up out of California, and we raced motocross there at Cycleland, and as we were pulling out for the day, the cage karts would be showing up, and that's kind of where it all started, was seeing them then, and I kind of ran into some people when I moved to Idaho that did it, and just kind of sparked it back up, and it's cool. It's a fun deal. Everybody gets to run it from, 5 years old up to 95 years old if you can handle it.
Right.
And I think that's kind of the cool part about it.
Well, so now I got to know this for sure. So, but most of the time, you're a one-man show, right?
Yeah. This year with Salem, we've been fortunate. We've been able to take a lot of people from here over there. And so then you kind of have help from taking a box stock there at Salem. You get to run them during the day, and then they get to help you a little bit there during the night.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of unique how they do that, and we're kind of fortunate to take advantage of it.
Yeah. But, I mean, most of the time, a lot of these races, you're the crew, you're the driver, you're everything, right?
Yeah.
Man.
So.
I mean, I might, 10, 15 years ago, I might have seen that. But nowadays, I mean, how does a guy do that?
Well, I'm lucky, too. I'm the RFC dealer here in Idaho. So it just, like Lindsay said, time through the week. And you get your stuff to the point where you don't have to show up and work on it. You get to go race it. And that's kind of what we've put our program to with the 4-stroke and being fuel injected. And the new RSCF 16 really doesn't take much adjustment to come into the track every weekend. So kind of gives you time to enjoy the races again.
Right. Would you do me a huge favor and repeat what you said about during the week? Because we have been trying to hit this home for months to not just cage car guys, but the Speedway guys and everything, and about getting ready during the week.
Yeah, and you see so many people show up to the track and they're still putting the car together, or, undoubtedly you're going to have some things to get back to at the track. But just, starting on Monday with just washing the car, and then by Tuesday, you know what you got to fix. Wednesday, you get it kind of put together, and, Thursday you should be loading. So it kind of, as long as you follow a schedule to an extent, it's not really too big of an issue.
Well, and I've always said, now, I know people work and they have other jobs and all that, but, my personal, but just looking at, if you can't really, short of just completely disassembling the thing, and even then, if you can't get that thing ready in a week, working a couple hours a night, you got problems.
Yeah, and I think, a lot of people, even if they put an hour a night into it, you'd really find a lot of things that kind of wouldn't take you out of the race the next week.
Or that you need to fix, or, whatever. I mean, it's that important, isn't it?
Yeah, and, that's with the two strokes, I was always, traveling so much in these karts. You got different jetting all over the place, and that kind of ups your maintenance, trying to keep up with the two strokes.
Mm-hmm.
And that alone can be quite a task.
Right.
But it's all plays into it.
Absolutely. Well, so what's the name of your kart shop over there?
We're Penguin Power Sports.
Penguin Power Sports. All right. That's cool. You might have to change it now to Villain. No, I'm just kidding. So lastly, what I want to ask you is, what do you think it's going to take to win this Cage Cup? Is it just a whole lot of luck, or what?
It's going to have to, you're going to have to be a consistent car, and you're going to have to be consistent on the restarts. I have a feeling we're going to see a few of those. I believe it's going to be a real slick track, and depending on, they changed it a little bit for this last week, and depending on what it ends up being for the Cage Cup, that could play into it as well.
Right. Well, so let me ask you. So when let's just say you're going to go to Salem, right? When you show up there, do you have, do you already know, like, okay, you've put it on the scales at the shop and you've got the numbers where you think that you want them. Do you have any kind of a list or anything, like when you get there, that says, okay, if I'm too loose, I'm going to do this, this, and this, or if I'm too tight, I'm going to do that, that, that? Or do you just kind of, what do you do when you get to the racetrack? So, like, when you get to the Cage Cup on Friday, what are you going to, you already have an idea of what you're going to change if it's not how you like it?
Yeah. Really, to be honest, this entire year, the only adjustments we've made on the kart is the spacing of the right rear off the frame, and then we've played just a touch with cross, and obviously tire pressures are crucial.
Right. And you guys run treads. Why won't anybody put a slick on there? I mean, everything I hear, slicks are worth a half a second everywhere else in the world, and you guys are on treads.
I think it's that big wing on top. I think that's kind of where it differentiates between the wedge karts, Speedway karts, and us.
But what are the treads giving you that what is it because they're grooved?
I think that they might get over a little bit of heat. We seem to spin the tires quite a bit, and that seems like the heat is what eats our tires more than anything.
Right.
But to be honest, I wanted to try slicks this year at Salem, and it didn't play out. But I would be interested to try a set.
Yeah. Well, Renee Angel says not enough forward bite, and I'm going to assume that she's meaning on slicks. And Shane Smith says a softer sidewall. So, I don't know. It might be worth. Now, even on dry,
think
even on dry slick, would that be the case though? I mean, when it maybe on a heavy deal, I could see that. But
I think what it comes down to really is that 50 right rear rule. If you're stuck on that 50 right rear on a slick, then you're going to be limited. Where if you could go softer and maybe choose a different tire manufacturer, then you might be able to play with that a little bit.
Okay, so your rules require you. Are you guys on strictly on Burris? Is that or
No. You can basically choose whatever, but you're looking at a 50 right rear, so you're already kind of starting out with the rock out there.
Yeah. And so, what's your tire of choice? Typically,
I've been running the new Burris Big Block on the left side all year, and then a Burris on the right as well. That's new. I have been running Hoosiers before, and I believe we do have a little softer sidewall on the Burris's. So
you like that better?
Yeah, and that's along with the 4-stroke program. I believe with the 500, it changes there again.
Oh, it does.
Okay. And the 4-stroke drives a lot different than the 500 does.
Mm-hmm.
So
interesting. Well, man, so are you dialed? I mean, are you confident coming into this thing that you can get up there and win it?
Yeah, we got a couple more cats in the bag that we'll be showing up with there, and so it's just we've got the season done now, and just time to finish out the last couple steps for Cage Shop.
Wow. Well, you caught my attention when I went down and I filled in for Dave on a Sunday, and I watched you roll, and I went, wow, man, this guy can get it. And then when I go to chat with you and you say, yeah, I'm a one-man show, I'm like, man, this guy is like Superman, right? I mean, he's a tuner, he's a driver, he's a wrench all in one. It's like, wow. So it's just, dude, I like your style. I like watching you. I like what you bring to the table. Your equipment's always nice, and you're a stud. What can I say?
Thanks, man. We couldn't do it without RFC. Couldn't do it without the Sellers race wings. We got an awesome motor from C4MX, and man, all of that, and you can't do anything but drive it.
Absolutely. Well, so now let me ask you: Have you had any desire? Did you get a chance to see the BK at all with the Unlimited All Stars that were there?
I got to watch some video online, and I definitely wanted to come check that out because they play around a lot more with the motors than we do. Seems like.
Mm-hmm. Dude, But you got to watch the main event there on Fast Forward. Did you see it?
Yeah, we watched that.
Dude, they were getting it, man. I'm sorry. I mean,
yeah, and to be honest, they gave us a really nice track for the next week.
Yeah. Them 450s get, and then there are a lot of 250 stuff. Like Diotti's got that PK 250. So, any desire to ever try one of them?
I kind of want to try one of the Jawas. I think that would be kind of an interesting route to go from.
Yeah. Shane Smith's jumping up and down right now. But I'm gonna tell you, if you need to know, you need to get a hold of Shane because he's the Jawa dude around here.
All right, well, maybe we can get in touch and see what we can put with a wing on it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Well, hey, Dillon, thanks for being on the show, man. Do you wear a size large or XL, or what do you wear?
We'll go with a large. Okay.
I'm going to send you a Blue Line Graphics and Northwest Race Report in the seat T-shirt for being on the show, and I appreciate it. What I'll do is after the show, I'll hit you up and get your address and stuff. We'll get that out to you.
Awesome. And take it, we'll see you at Cage?
Yes, you will. I'll be on the mic all weekend, baby.
Perfect. Sounds good, man.
All right, Dillon. Thanks for being on, man. I appreciate it a lot.
Talk to you later, man.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Dillon the Villain Lambirth. He's a great guy, man.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like a really great guy.
Yeah, super killer. I always love asking those guys. He's one of the first guys that didn't say, well, I don't know, man. They don't have a cage on them. I'm a little, He's the first guy that didn't say that. And that's why I love asking that question because for some reason, I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like maybe they think that UAS stuff isn't, I don't know. Anyway, he's the first guy that didn't say it. You right? I mean,
yep, that's for sure.
Yeah. So that's cool stuff. That'd be really slick if we could get some of those guys talked into doing like double duty, right? Boy,
Yep.
Could you imagine getting if all those 500 guys had UAS carts? Good night.
Woohoo!
Yeah, man, that'd be like totally killer. Oh, and before I forget, I want to let everybody know, coming up on, let me look here. Where is it? It's coming up this weekend, and it is the Durbin's Automotive Swap Meet. It's March 5th at Meridian Speedway. It's in the front lot, and it's going on from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They've got 3 food vendors. I loved this. They have Betty Spaghetti, the barbecue guy, and then the third one, they said, and some other vendor. So, man, get yourself some Betty Spaghetti or some barbecue guy barbecue. It's just a perfect. Does your wife want to go shopping? Absolutely she does. So good. Come on, we're going down to the swap meet at Durbin's, and we're going to buy all kinds of cool stuff. So perfect shopping trip. Plus, you're a hero, guys. You can take your wife out shopping. Doesn't get any better than that. So Durbin's Automotive Swap Meet, big. I think they do this every year. That's this weekend. It was rescheduled to this day. It was supposed to be in November, but 10 to 2. They got food. I guess they're going to have, I don't know, they're going to have all kinds of cool stuff there. Meridian Speedway, 808-830-2046. If you want to call and find out more information, 808-830-2046. Yeah. And that is happening this weekend. Also, before we get into our Lappin' with Lippy segment here, some schedules come up. I wanted to just let everybody know that the Northwest Gold Cup is getting ready to kick off their summer season, the asphalt stuff. This is a regional series, and it's the next one before you go to the National, so it's no joke. And they start out April 1st through the 3rd down in Medford. Jackson County down there. That used to be the super speedway of go-karts. Let me just say that. And then they move on April 29th and 30th to the Tri-Cities Kart Club over in Richland. May 27th through the 29th, they're going to be over in Spokane. July 15th through the 17th, they'll be up at Sumas at the SEMA International Motorsports Academy there. And then August 14th through 16th, they'll be at McMinnville Raceway Park at the Mack track. The juniors are going to be on MG Reds, the HZ compound, and then the seniors, Rotax, so on and so forth, are going to be on the MG Yellows FZ compound. I just talked to Ray Smith, who is the co-coordinator for the Gold Cup and the governor of Idaho, and he said he's working with MGs on getting some swag and all kinds of cool stuff. They've got an MG inflatable that they're going to have at all the Gold Cups. So, kind of exciting. So you can hit Ray Smith up on Facebook if you have any more questions on that. There was some confusion on the tires because IKF named that other one. It's not. MGs are what the Gold Cup's running. And you can go to the northwestgoldcup.com. That's their website to find out more information on that. April 17th, my man Randy Word Racing and Word Web Design, the Oregon Two-Stroke Series is going to be kicking off. And I'm pretty confident that's in conjunction with the Oregon State Karting Championship Series. But they're going to have they're their own deal. They're hoping camaraderie, shifter guys. I guess they've got a bunch of interests. Michael Lundeen, Randy Word, Dave Shepard, Mitch Kirkpatrick. There's a whole bunch of them. Going to get together. They're going to be having some cool prizes to give away. It's going to be a cool series. They kick off things April 17th at Pat's Acres. If you've never been to Pat's Acres, your karting career is not complete because that's a historic place to run. Been here since the late 50s, early 60s. Harry Hager, Terry's dad, put in Pat's Acres.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's been here forever. So
when you say two-stroke, what does that exactly mean? So I can show up with my Yamaha?
You Probably could, but no, it's really shifters, and then it's
so it's Rotax
and it's Rotax and tags and
and Sonic.
It started out as shifters, right? But
right.
they wanted, but then with the I don't know, it's been going back and forth, right? So now it's the Oregon Two-Stroke Series. They're going to have shifters. It started out as being a group of shifters wanting to hook everything up, but then they said, we'll get the tag guys and Rotax guys because now there's some division there with SCUSA now and all, typical thing. So, and if you're tired of all that, get a Yamaha, come Speedway racing. You'll have the time of your life, or Unlimited All-Star, get after it, go roundy round. So that's
there's plenty of places to get it on.
That's it. And then April 23rd and through the 24th at the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval, the Tri-State Street Stocks are going to be there, and they're going to be running for $5,000 to win.
Damn.
Yeah. They're going to have qualifying and heats on Saturday, 100-lap main event. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's 1,000 to win, main. Sorry, I was all excited. 1,000 to win, main. Maybe the $5,000's the purse, right? But anyway, that's on Sunday. And that'll be the Tri-State Street Stocks, April 23rd and 24th at the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. My main man, Garrett Evans, owns that place.
Woohoo!
So, yeah. So that's what's going on there. Yeah. I'm interested to see what happens with the Gold Cup this year. That series has been around for 40 years. It's what everybody has used, even the ones that may be trying to break it down now. But, they've used it to get where they are, right? And so it's going to be around, guys. It's not going away.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what anybody tries to do.
PGSK was doing a bunch this weekend, too, there at
Yes.
Sound.
Yes, they did.
They logged the whole place off. There's not a tree left standing there, which is kind of cool.
Is it?
I like the atmosphere before, but, it's just a lot less maintenance for them to have to try and keep up with the leaves and the needles and the pitch and all the rest of the stuff. So, yeah, they're making improvements, and I'm glad to see that. That's everything needs to move forward.
Well, yeah, they got, Steve Perdue used to be the president there. He's not now, I guess. I guess they reelected Jack Lehman in there. So, Jack goes way back. So
Jack's definitely an IKF legend.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. That and that can be sometimes good and sometimes bad, I guess. It just depends on how you want to kind of maybe look at that.
Hopefully it's a good thing. The track there's kind of been stagnant, so if it doesn't pick up, then they need to do the same thing and overthrow the king and change.
Yeah, I just want to give a big shout out to Brian Rushing, Spin Cycle Racing. Yeah, that whole story is pretty cool. The bikers against bullying. Yeah.
Yep.
So
it's an awesome deal.
Get by there, bikersagainstbullying.com. Check that out. Give them your support. We've got one of our family members in there getting it done, Brian Rushing, and Donnie Austin. So I'm excited to see what happens with their summer season. That's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, good people.
You heard the Rocket is going to be trying to get back to the Grand Nationals. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he put an ad out there that said, hey, he's looking for a kart. He'll bring his motor and everything, but, if somebody's got a ride, he wants to head back. So, and I think he was a little disappointed. I mean, he had he had a pretty stellar season last year, right? And so to not get to go back there and really see what you got, yeah, I can see it. So that's pretty. Oh, Mike Shorn in the house. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He is the, he's been on the IKF board forever. And then he went and did a little spiel with the tech committee and stuff. But, yeah, Mike Shorn is, I'm going to tell you, just in a nutshell, he's been the glue that's kept that Gold Cup together over the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, right? I mean, because it's people have left it, they've cussed it, they've, we don't like this, that, and he is steadfastly been there to just take it for whatever condition it's in and say, we're still going to move on. We're still going to do it. And so that's they often maybe think they don't like him or whatever, but Mike Shorten is he's done a lot for the sport, and you can't deny that. And I think if you just take time to get to know the guy, that's it. You know.
Sure, it's lesser of two evils sometimes.
It
you
is.
know, you just trying to hold something together that everybody appreciates but nobody likes, and
Well-
that's never a good position. But sometimes it's a very necessary position that people don't want to take. So my hat's off to him for taking on a big responsibility that he probably didn't have to.
Yeah, absolutely. And and you're not going to be good at everything within that realm of taking that responsibility. So, right? So, but I mean, still the fact that, he cared enough to do that is big to me. So,
Huge.
Big shout out to Mike Shorn. Good guy. And he said the Gold Cup ain't going anywhere. So, that's pretty cool. I'm just stoked that Shane Smith won that. Ron Bull's in the house. Let's see here. Late again. Boom. Diotti's been quiet.
He has. He's probably working on his stuff.
The champ's
though.
been quiet. I don't know. You just never know. And it was Chizzy in?
Haven't seen him today.
No, so
He's probably here. He just hasn't checked in yet. You know how them busy guys are, just like Snow. He's out there lurking, but
hey, I'm just going to say Snow's got some cool carbon fiber.
if anybody gets a chance, you need to get over there to Snow Fiberglass and Composites. They do some really great stuff.
Yep, that is for sure. So the Cage Cup coming up March 18, 19, 20. That's going to be huge. Next week, Matt Enos is on. Along with Hayden Flynn, little stud. And so I'm looking forward to that. I have the finals here from the... So who's the champ? Let's see here. Where do I put those? Salem Speedway champions, and I know I have it here somewhere. It was a big, long list. Do I have it right?
Hello, Scott. Good to see you tonight, too.
Yeah, Scott King. That is pretty cool. Let me see. I got more papers here than I know what to do with. Is it on the back? Let me see. Well, where did I put that thing? Oh, there it is.
I see Jason Suchich says that the Albany winter or summer series will be posted by next week, so that's good to hear.
Yeah, and by the way, you need to get a hold of Jason because I sent him your schedule. And
nice, thank you.
So we can maybe work on that merge of.
Yes, I definitely need to talk to him. We got a few classes and a few things we need to go over to be cohesive together. So, yes, Jason and I definitely need to have some beers. So.
And a big birthday shout out to Chris Rice, J.C. Wolford, and Rusty Rossmeyer.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Rusty turns 32 today.
My driver.
Michaela Patterson. On Friday, former sponsor of the show, Garen Selican from M Realty, be 48. Bruce Emmert, 54. Chad Silsby, 36. Mark Bartlett, Dennis Case, Robert Rowe, Janelle Schlott. All having birthdays coming up. So happy birthday to all of them. Okay, so here we go. These are your champions from the indoor at Salem Speedway. Pee-wee goes to Brandon Bubba Suchich. Pee-wee Subaru goes to Colin Mendez. Subaru Intermediate goes to Madison Basile. LO206 goes to Cole Patrick. 5-horse Open goes to Anthony Prather. 125cc goes to Lane Taylor. Your 250 champ is Taylor Roberts. The Open Cage champ is our guest tonight, Dillon the Villain Lambirth. Mini stocks. Your champion is Crystal Flath. Dwarfs, Danny Altum. Pro 4 goes to Toby Ferrando. 600 restricted goes to Bailey Jean Suchich. Open 600 undefeated Lindsay Barney. Quarter midget senior goes to Bailey Barney. Quarter midget junior Cody Greer. Quarter midget animal Bryson Smith. 1200 midget goes to Bailey Jean Suchich. Seth Waldall gets the kid carts. I got to look at that. That was the only ones I didn't get to there, but I got them right here. 206 went to Chris Hatch. I do know that. There we go. Let's see here. So Kid Cart went to Seth Waldall. Junior 2-4 cycle went to Seth Waldall. Junior 1-2 cycle went to Jerry Fonfera. Jasmine Hildebrand won Junior 2 cycle. Junior 1-4 cycle went to Jamie Weber. KT Light, Corey Markham. Fart Carts went to Julie Day. I'm glad to see that. That's kind of cool. AKRA, the Clones, went to Mike Flippin. Chris Hatch, 206. KT Heavy goes to Brandon Day.
Nice.
Yes. Super Sport Heavy, the one and only Captain America, Dennis Flint. And the UAS Opens, your champion is Renee Angel.
Wow. Pulling it down. Good for her.
Yeah. So congratulations to all of those champions. And honestly, it was a fantastic indoor season, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. Great time down there. Can't say enough to Jason and the whole crew. They run a seamless show and make it look easy. And let me tell you, folks, it's not easy to do what they do. I know.
We're going to try. You have some? I'm sorry.
Yes.
I was just going on and on because I didn't know if you had whatever. So we're going to do a quick lapping with Lippy. And then we also got to get my main man, Aaron Neliton, on. So we're going to do it. We're going to kind of get after it right now with some lapping with Lippy.
Thank you very much, Terry. Tonight's Lappin' with Lippy is brought to you by Scott Seal Coat. For all your asphalt needs, give Scott Seal Coat a call. We'll stripe it or seal it, whatever you need. Just give us a call at Scott Seal Coat. So tonight, folks, I want to talk about something we all need, we all use, but it's the most important and the least thought about. The brain bucket. The helmet. You know, that thing that goes on your head. It's there for safety. Yeah, that thing. This is a piece of our safety equipment that is very important. It protects the best part of us in most cases, but not all cases. I just gotta ask all the time at my track anyways, can I wear a motorcycle helmet? And the answer is no. No, you can't. Motorcycle helmets don't have any full facial support or protection. Most of the time, the stuff that falls off of the cart ahead of us or any other cart on the track is something that is fairly substantial, such as weight, maybe even a 2-stroke muffler bracket, something like that, And if all you got up there is a pair of goggles, it's really not going to hold back much. That's why we ask for a full face helmet. That's what's important out there is a full face helmet. So no, MX helmets are not okay, especially at my track. So we're looking for a full face helmet. You need a full face helmet. That's for your protection most of all. So when you're out there and you're excuse me, you're getting people hassling you about it. It's something that you need to take some time and look after your stuff. And there's date codes on that stuff, and there's also Snell ratings on that stuff. And for us at our track, it's all handed down to us by our insurance company. They're the ones that decide who gets to wear what and for how long. I don't control a lot of those rules. It's just something that's out there. So make sure you're aware of your helmet and when it's produced, what its Snell rating is, and keep up with what your track's got going on. It's no different than seat belts or any of the other safety equipment that's out there. Sometimes it's out of date and you can't send it back and get it renewed or anything like that. It's just out of date. It's time for you to step up to something else. It's not always the best thing, and it's usually at the most inopportune time. But if you'll at least take a look at that stuff, pull it out of your bag in the downtime and see what it says. Take the time to go to your club, organization, or whoever you choose to race with that season and see what their requirements are. and make sure that your helmet is up to date. It's very, very, very important. It's what protects the best part about you in most cases. So, take the time to learn what it is. Ours for this year says Snell 2005 is the last year you're going to be able to run that stuff. After this year, you will no longer be able to run the Snell 2005 stuff. The next Snell rating up from that is 2010. So be looking for that. And if you're out there buying a bunch of used stuff or anything like that, make sure it's at least better than 2010 on the Snell rating. And, make sure that everything else that goes along with the helmet's up to its expectations and adequatations. It's all about the brains that's in there. So take a look at that and make sure that it's where it needs to be. This is for your own safety, not just something you need to, it could be life or death for you. So just, pay attention to it and know what yours is. And if it's out of date, take the time, make the money to upgrade it to what's going to keep you legal and safe, because both those things are good when you're out there.
Lapping with Lippy, everybody. Well, here's my two things. If you got a 10-cent head, wear a 10-cent helmet. And that's really, that's the fact. And then you look at how people treat those things, right? I mean, they're there for an impact. They impact your head, right? So you drop it, you throw it in the seat, and you bang it, or you bang it on this, or you throw it in, those are all little teeny tiny impacts if you really think about it, right?
Yeah, they're not good for a helmet, and we really need to take better care of our stuff.
Absolutely. Aaron Neliton, what is going on, my man?
Hey, Terry, how's it going, man? Good to hear from you.
Hey, man, good to hear. I'm glad you called in. Everybody, I want to introduce the latest member of the Northwest Race Report. He's going to be going, he's a driver coach, Neliton Racing Concepts, and he goes all around the country to the different SCUSA, and I believe it's Rotax, too. Is that correct, Aaron?
Yeah, we've been doing all of the SCUSA races and all of the Rotax events.
So that is awesome. So what he's going to do, everybody, is he's going to be the Northwest Race Report's eyes and ears and give us updates on Wednesdays about, what went on in the world of SCUSA, Rotax, down at the Florida Winter Tour or the Challenge of the Americas or what have you. So first of all, I want everybody to understand that we try to get quality people here as where we get our info, right? We don't just ask anybody. So, Aaron, tell us a little bit about your background. Now, weren't you a factory driver for Sodi?
Yeah. We ran for factory Sodi team out of France for about 2.5 years, and then I moved out of the driver's seat as far as running the national level and started coaching and tuning on the national level. And so the driving, the racing slowed down a bit. Still get in the seat once in a while to help coach kids and do things like that. But, did some factory driving with those guys, which was intense, and it was really good. It brought me to some of my first national wins here in the States. But before that, lots of different go-kart colors, lots of different engines, and it started back, in 99. It was probably the first year of racing. So, I've been around a little while. You might call me a go-kart junkie.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, heck. So now you'll work with adults, but I mean, as of late, you kind of took it upon yourself to take on the younger kids, right? You've got quite a background with the younger kids, right? Yeah.
The most recent that I've been working with for quite a while now, almost 4 years, has been Josh Pearson. And great kid, great talent. When I got a hold of him, he was lap traffic at a club race here at home, and now we're looking to seal up the championship for Florida Winter Tour here in a few weeks. So he's come a long ways, and he's been a total kick in the pants to work with. and so that's been really good. It's been a positive thing. It's been a great relationship being able to build with him and his family.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think that is one of the coolest things. I mean, sure, you're driver coaching him and so forth and so on, but the racetrack is one reward, but I'm sure the other reward is just the fact of the relationships that you made with, maybe his dad and his mom and the family. I mean, those are something that are going to go on long beyond, when he's still racing go-karts.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful part of the whole racing community, right? I mean, I find myself noticing that most of the people I talk to anymore and hang out with and am good long-term friends with, there are a lot of people that I've met at the track. And it's just a good family of people. I won't say all of them, of course, but most of them are good people.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, there's always going to be one, right? I mean,
there always is.
Yeah,
there
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So, just to let you guys know, so he's going to be. So you're going to kind of give us some highlights, right? And keep us up to date on the rule changes, and maybe even now and then you might be like Lippy, and you'll let us know what you don't like and all that kind of good stuff too, right?
Yeah. Max speed with road tax makes it really easy to come up with a list of things you don't like. So I'll definitely have some of that, some of the politics of things that are going on, and I'll do my best with the rule change thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we'll keep you posted.
That's awesome, man. And just to let you know, if you have never seen Aaron Neliton in the rain, oh my goodness, it's probably his specialty. And I get everybody said, "Hey, have you seen?" I'm like, I didn't even seen the guy run, right? It's like I hear all this stuff, but you know me, man. I don't know, man. You gotta have to show. I watched this dude come out in the rain, and I mean, and I think you'd been out a little bit too late the night before, right?
That's a possibility, Terry. That's a possibility.
And
it doesn't happen often.
And he comes in here, and he was money in there. He was driving like it was dry. I mean, I stood there with my jaw open, and I just went, holy cow, this dude. So he is the deal, folks. There's no two ways about it. So I'm looking forward to it. I know I'm going to learn something. I always do. So that's going to be fantastic. And I can't wait for you to meet Lippy, Aaron. I mean,
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, it's going to be super awesome. So where are you going next?
I'm leaving tomorrow for Willow Springs for a SCUSA Pro Kart Challenge race, and then I'll come home for a couple weeks, and then I'll head back to Florida for the last and final round of that mess back there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So we can look forward to a report next week, right, on Wednesday?
Yeah, I'll have some SCUSA info for you.
Right.
The SCUSA thing has just been huge. I mean, the turnouts for the Pro Kart stuff has been amazing, and the racing has been really good also. So, yeah, there should be some good feedback from the next race coming up.
That's going to be awesome, dude. I'm so stoked. This is going to be awesome. Well, Aaron, man, we got to wrap up the show. We'll chit-chat. We'll get things dialed in, and I'll look forward to your report next week. And, man, thanks for taking the time. I know you're not feeling good, and you got a house full of babies, so thanks for taking the time, man. I really appreciate it.
It's no problem, Terry. I appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, brother. Thank you.
Okay. Good night.
Bye-bye. Aaron Neliton, everybody. Well, I know we're getting close to that time. We got to cut off. I just got to get one more thing in there, and then we'll send you guys on your way.
Hey, racers, Glenn Tower here from the Northwest Race Report. With the invention of the internet, our local go-kart shops have really taken a huge blow. One of the great go-kart shops out there is O'Hagan's Karts and Supplies. They offer a great selection of karts, parts, and service. We all want to win, and O'Hagan's wants to help. O'Hagan's Karts and Supplies, Lebanon, Oregon.
Oh, my main man, Lippy, getting it done, man. Good stuff right there. Hey, guys, it's getting about that time. Don't forget, lots of cool things coming up. Dave Chisholm checking in.
Chizzy in the house.
Yeah, I'm excited about Aaron. I'm excited about what the show's bringing. We got the Cage Cup coming up. Next week, we got Hayden Flynn. Matt Enos going to be on the show. You want to tune in for that. The following week, we've got Johnny Burke. He's an exciting driver. And Christopher Rawlings going to be on the show, Mr. Topher himself. So that's what's going on there. Lip, can you spill the beans on what you're going to be talking about next week?
Cage Cup's coming up, and no, I'm not spilling the beans.
You're not spilling the beans?
Because I don't know.
Wow, okay, well.
Cage Cup.
Cage Cup, that's what I'm talking about. That's going to be pretty awesome.
Cage Cup.
So I guess we're going to wrap things up. That's going to do it from the World Center of Speed. 8935 Winners Court. No, I'm just kidding. Good to have everybody in. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to have results from to find out the winner of the club event, right?
Oh, yeah, I have that, actually.
So we'll let you know next week for sure who the winner was.
It's a landslide.
It was a landslide, but we'll let you know anyway. 6:30 next week on the Northwest Race Report. When somebody's on the low side, where do you got to go, Lip?
I'm going to the high side to the Cage Cup.
Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll talk to you next week.
Hey race fans, this is Shane One Time Smith, and you're listening to the Northwest Race Report with your horsepower and performance broadcaster, the one and only Terry Bridges.